Hey now, how you doing there? So this week, I'd like to bring to your attention something of true and legitimate historical importance. Now, before I do that, let me set the stage here for you. Now, a few weeks ago, US President Donald Trump had a very high profile and important meeting with the Saudi leaders in Washington, D.C. And along with that meeting came all the usual pageantry and fanfare that such state visits accord. Yes, there were some very important financial and investment deals made during that meeting, including a particularly important one concerning one of the United States' most secret and important military technologies as well. However, for those of you who have studied the land markets at least for the last 3 full completed real estate cycles, you will know that whenever Donald Trump is involved in something like this, you naturally ask yourself, so what's in it for the great Don? Well, a few days after news broke about just what was on Donald Trump's agenda, and it had very little to do with statehood. News broke that the Trump organization and a Saudi-backed property developer had decided to build a luxury resort in the Caribbean due for completion about 2028. Not only that, but Eric Trump, Donald's son, was also interviewed where he mentioned that he would very much like the Trump Liberty crypto coins to be used in a tokenized blockchain event. So in other words, this resort would be sold to investors on a tokenized level, and their ownership would be recorded on a blockchain, which would be owned by the Trump organization. Now, this is against the backdrop, of course, of a struggling US economy, very bleak prospects for US homeowners, and constant pressure on the US Fed, even against its best wishes, to continue to cut the interest rates so that more credit can be created. Now, in this week's newsletter, I give you 3 reasons why the following is going to happen. This deal that Trump is organizing with the Saudi-backed developers ultimately will prove his undoing. It will be the most colossal failure of Trump's real estate empire in its history. Now, that might sound a little bit clickbaity, a little bit over the top, but believe me, history will prove that I am correct. And that's what I detail for you in this week's newsletter. So if you're interested in reading that, have a look in the description box below the video next to read it here. There'll be a link to this week's newsletter. Click that, read and enjoy, like and subscribe to our channel. That way you'll always be first to get notifications whenever new videos drop. And with luck, a lot of thoughts and comments will be engendered from this newsletter. Stick them below, always happy to read them. Yes, what you have to understand here is that history has taken a very, very dull view on the Don's dealings when it comes to this specific timing. Because we've been here before, you see. For the last 3 completed real estate cycles, Trump has gone in full guns blazing on his biggest deal to date, right at the peak of the 1975 to 1990 cycles, the 1992 to 2011 real estate cycles, and now the current 2012 to what we think will be post-2026 cycles. So that's 3 in a row. And just like clockwork, here is the Don once again announcing a massive project right as we approach the peak. It's incredibly important for you to understand what the timing of these announcements means. It's very important to realize that you've got to be doing the opposite yourself. You don't want to be falling into these schemes. But thirdly, think about the wreckage that Donald Trump leaves behind when these deals go bad. I detailed in this week's newsletter. No doubt there'll be lots of people involved in the money raising, wishing to be involved with the Trump brand, happy to partake in a tokenized effort. But just like the previous 3 cycles, it's just going to end up in tears. And believe me, it will come out that the first people to exit these deals will be the Trump organization, yep. They'll be the first ones to realize the writing's on the wall, and they'll sell out to those same investors who think they're onto a good deal. Just like he did with his Atlantic Coast casinos, just like he did with his proposed Dubai hotels. It's going to happen again. So, hope you get something out of this newsletter. As I said, a truly great historical repeat is right in our laps. And the fun thing for me is I know exactly how it's going to turn out. And so I can just sit back and watch it all implode from a great distance. Anyway, thanks for your time, okay? You take care, and I'll see you here all next week.